Shao Kahn created us as well. You cannot kill what is already dead. Magic binds me still.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and to another Mortal Kombat mobile character review. Today we are talking about one of the Triborgs, and this time it will be Sektor Triborg, also known as Triborg Unit LK99. So let's have a closer look and see what this character is all about. Sektor Triborg is part of the martial artist class, and his passive is called Assimilation Protocol version 3.0. All Triborg characters on your team gain fire for special attack 1, and everyone on your team deals 30% more fire damage. Sektor Triborg made his first appearance with update 1.9, and he was a challenge card from the beginning. He was maxed out with level 50 and Fusion 7 and was available in the old store for 415 souls. You could also unlock him for 300 souls from the challenge pack. Later on, his level cap was raised to level 60 and Fusion 10. Sektor's gear piece is the Cyber Armor, and it gives you 35% self-heal at the end of Special Attack 3 or X-Ray/Fatal Blow attack, 50% resistance to all debuffs for Triborg characters only, and 25% basic attack damage boost. In terms of his feats of strength, he will have to win 500 matches in battle mode to unlock his rune. For his victory stances, he will have to win 750 matches in faction wars. For his taunts, he has to knock out 500 Sub-Zero enemies. For his icons, he has to perform 2000 special 1 attacks. For his backgrounds, he has to perform 3000 combo enders. And for his titles, he has to perform 250 X-Ray/Fatal Blow attacks. And now let's have a closer look at the victory stances one by one, and we are starting with victory. Next we have warming up. Third would be MK3 victory. And exclusive for Sektor Triborg only, Exact Rocket. And on your victory screen it will look like this. Now I'm going to show you all of his backgrounds. Next up we have the icons. And finally the titles. Sektor has two different combo enders. The first one is a rocket that he launches towards the chest of his opponent. For his second combo ender, he raises the knee to the face of the opponent and then finally unleashes a kick. Both of these combo enders merely push the enemy back but don't knock them down to the ground, which makes it ideal for follow-up attacks. Both of his combo enders can also be nicely chained and they trigger quite easy. His special 1 attack is called the Psycho Slam, and other than the description suggests, it actually deals fire instead of just the damage that is showcased here on the special 1 symbol, and I have actually no idea why that was not labeled as a fire attack. Also noteworthy is that this special attack is capable of KOing your opponent. His special 2 is called Flamethrower, and it is exactly what it says. After a few martial artist kicks that would make even Liu Kang proud, Sektor unleashes the flames from his wrist area, and also this attack is capable of knocking out your opponent as well. Needless to say that this attack clearly has a fire DOT going on. His X-Ray is called Cyber Initiative, and he shares this animation with all of his Triborg teammates, and it has a weaken effect tied to it. In terms of his passive, it's quite simple. Whenever you tag in a different Triborg and use the special 1 attack with those guys, then the opponent will just catch on fire because Sektor is in the team. And he shares this passive with Smoke, with Sub-Zero and with Cyrex Triborg. So now it's time to recommend some gear pieces, and since Sektor is a great opener, go with the Cyber Armor for 50% resistance to debuffs. And if you have the Hawk stance from the talent tree maxed, you're immediately at a 70%. Since you mainly would want to use him as an opener, a block break-in equipment would definitely be the right choice here, and with the Rusty Chainsaw he has even the reduced power costs on special 2 attacks. So this gear piece seems to be made for Sektor. In case you want to go with the more classic opener gear, then of course you can also use the Devastator and maybe give him the Vial of Infinite Blood then instead for a block break, but that's totally up to you. If basic attacks and combo enders are not that important to you and you want to rather have the block break on special attacks, then how about Moloch's Ball and Chain? That will not only add the lethal blow chance, but also there is a chance for free special 2s. The absolute winner in my book though is Blaze's Life Force, because when Sektor is the opener, then Blaze's Life Force power drains and also causes fire right from the get-go, and in case of Sektor Triborg it's even better, because it will boost the damage of his fire attacks, so Blaze's Life Force is really an ideal gear piece for Sektor. When it comes to character recommendations, of course, the choices would be very obvious, but let's start with Ravenous Melina, because she will boost the damage of the fire DOT once she is in the team with Sektor. Next, my idea would be maybe add Tigra Fury Goro to the team, because this way he can apply fire with tag-ins due to the passive of Tigra Fury Goro, which is always kind of fun to play with Sektor together. And then of course we already reached the Captain Obvious section. You can start with Cyrex Triborg, you could also add Smoke Triborg, and the winner in my book is clearly Sub-Zero Triborg, simply because of the Frostbite effect. And Frostbite is easily one of the most devastating and inconvenient debuffs we have in the game. To be absolutely honest, I am not really a very big fan of Sektor Triborg, but as an opener he's always a great choice once you are playing the Triborg teams. And since there are only 4 Triborgs, Sektor unfortunately only makes it as my third least favorite. My least favorite, of course, being Cyrex Triborg. The fire DOT is okay, but not really special since we have so many characters now in MK Mobile who are dealing with fire. But then again, if you're playing a complete Triborg team, which I always recommend when it comes to Triborgs in general, because why would I split up a Triborg team? That never made sense to me. They always have to be together, and every character then has the fire DOT, which means that this team is usually so OP, especially when you combine that with Frostbite and Power Drain, so in this case Smoke and Sub-Zero Triborg, and all of them applying the fire, you are just reducing the health bar of your opponents incredibly fast, and usually you should have no problem facing other teams, unless it's maybe like an MK11 team with MK11 Jade in it, so that the other teammates heal because of the fire. Dark Raiden might not be a good option because of the Power Drain, but aside from that it's usually a guaranteed victory. And now it's time for the pros and cons again, and my first pro is of course the fire DOT. Even though it might not be one of the most amazing debuffs, but it deals solid damage, and since you can keep your opponents constantly burning, Sektor always adds that nice little value with his fire passive. My second pro, and I already mentioned that before, is that he's a great opener. When playing a Triborg team and Sektor is in the team, he will always be my starter. I usually equip him really with the Rusty Chainsaw, his Cyber Armor, and then of course Blaze's Life Force unless I am encountering Circle of Shadow Liu Kang, then I switch to the Ice Bomb and maybe Devastator. And even though I barely play Sektor once I am in a team with Triborgs, as a starter he's always very valuable. Then at last but not least, my third pro is that he can share his passive with all his Triborg teammates. And since I absolutely don't like to play with Cyrex, Sektor is basically always in my team when I'm playing my Triborgs. It's just Sektor, Smoke, Sub-Zero. Cyrex doesn't exist. I mean, he does exist, but I really don't like to play him with other Triborgs. I'd rather put him up together with Hattrick Kung Lao or something, but Sektor is a must in my Triborg team. So then let's get into the negatives, and my first con would be that he has no unblockable special attacks. I'm really thinking about mainly the special 1 attack. If this is blocked, Sektor is so wide open for counterattacks that it's absolutely painful to watch it, and if just the special 1 for example would be unblockable at least directly, then it would help out Sektor so much in the long run. The second con, and that's of course also a very obvious one, and I mentioned that a lot with DOT characters, are the counter characters like Dark Raiden, MK11 Jade, teammates with MK11 Jade, in this case also Classic Liu Kang, because if you set Classic Liu Kang on fire and he has the special 2, he will deal damage to your entire team, and Sektor is really the worst choice against Classic Liu Kang, since both of his special attack deal fire. So in these cases, a pretty good passive can turn into an absolute nightmare. My third con would be that he is mainly useful in Triborg teams only. I don't think that he's really bad if you play him together with other characters. Of course you can make teams with Hellspawn, Scorpion and Classic Liu Kang and all that. And as I already mentioned here, for example, Ravenous Melina and Tigra Fury Goro. But none of these teams feel just as perfect as the Triborgs, and that kind of limits him, because you don't really want to go for other teams in this case. So now it's time for the final rating, and I would give Sektor Triborg a 6 out of 10. He is still above average, But I don't think that he is really that great if you just think him away from all his Triborg teammates and just see him alone as a standalone character. Then you have 2 fire DOTs, granted some solid basic attack chaining once you give him a block breaker, but no unblockable special attacks or anything in that vein. And without his Triborg teammates with whom he could share his passive with, there are only characters left who deal fire, who just deal a little bit more of fire DOT damage, so this passive might not be as useful as other passives from other characters we already have in the game. But yeah, that was Sektor Triborg in a nutshell for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this little review video. And of course I will be back with the next video very soon, so please stay safe and healthy, take care of each other. Thanks once again for tuning in. KC over and out for today.
Thank you for watching Realm. If you enjoyed the slaughter and the bloodshed, you can support the channel by clicking on the like button. You can also click on one of the 2 videos presented by Baraka here. Also make sure that you are subscribed and click the bell notification icon to be notified upon new uploads. You all know the drill. Wound not kill, have a good one, and see you next time.